This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. What am I riding? Take a look at this one. You recognize this one at all? Yeah, it's the Magicycle Cruiser. The original bike. Well, actually the Rad Rover 5 was my original bike, but this was the first e-bike given for review. Yeah, I still have it. People always wonder why I still keep it. Well, first off, it's the first review bike. Kind of hard to give it up. And secondly, it's a good bike. Why would I not keep it? Yeah, I modified this bike quite a bit already too, right? What did I add to it? Let's see, I changed out the brakes. It's got hydraulic brakes. The original one did not have it. I don't know if they still sell the Magicycle Cruiser. I know they sell the Cruiser Pro. This is the Wannabe Pro. So I added hydraulic brakes, which was given to me by Magicycle. I changed out the battery to the 20 amp hour battery, which was given to me by Magicycle. Changed out the seat posts with a Sun Tour seat post, which was given to me by Magicycle. I added side view mirrors, which was given to me by Magicycle. Put a front basket on it, which was given to me by Magicycle. Okay, so what did they not give me? All right, cell phone mount, at least for this one. They've given me other mounts. This one's a different cell phone mount. And I put a extension handlebar extender, so I can mount the cell phone mount on it. Yeah, some of the Magicycles, they're kind of, let me angle here, they're kind of curved down here, so it would make it really hard to put some of the cell phone mounts on. So I put a handlebar extender there to make it easier to put the handlebar mount. Where are we heading today? I figured we'd head towards Palatine, not Palatine, where are we going? Where are we heading today? I figured we'd head towards the, what is it called? Prospect Heights Trail. Yeah, you know, the thing is with that trail, it's kind of bumpy. Yeah, it's kind of bumpy. But, you know, we have suspension through the seat post suspension. That helps a little bit. Front suspension too, of course. Oh, the Magicycle Cruiser Pros have better suspension than the original suspension that came on the original Cruisers. So that's the changes that are on the Cruiser Pro. Yeah, so the Cruisers are still available. Kind of a classic design at this point. Removable batteries are very easy to do because it's readily seen. It's not an integrated battery into a down tube. It's kind of stuck in between the thing. I mean, they call this one a mid-step bike. It's always hard. I always swing my leg over the top anyway, so it's kind of like a step over anyway. But that top tube protects the battery, of course. It's on an angle. You can get a regular step-over version of this bike too, but I kind of figure why. Because people add that top tube because it's the rigidity of it all. But you have that extra tube here as well on this mid-step. And it gives you a little more clearance, so when you hop off the bike, you don't hit the top as much, right? Which is important for guys. So today is an Anything Goes Monday video. Yeah, you guys are catching up to me. I'm only 2 videos ahead of you at this point. I was at one point almost 2 weeks ahead of you. I really don't like doing that, really. I don't. But sometimes you have to because weather holds me back and I can't go out and ride. And then if I have some in advance, I know that I'm covered, right? But you've caught up to me at this point. I've only got, this will be the third video ahead of you, which we really wouldn't be ahead of you because I'm always one video ahead of you. So really, I'm only 2 videos ahead of you. 2 in between, I should say. Total 3. So what new things have I got to tell you today, making this an Anything Goes video? Well, it's kind of an e-bike video today, but I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. All right, I'll go forward here since he stopped. It's coming into our street, so technically I still have right of way. Sometimes things don't come out sounding right when I can't hear myself talking. So what interesting things do I have to tell you today? I guess the most interesting thing is I fell off my bike. I fell off my bike. Yeah. What contributed to me falling off the bike? Yeah, a watermelon. A watermelon. A watermelon contributed. Well, there's other contributing factors, but a watermelon contributed to me falling off my bike. Let me tell you how that happened, okay? So what day was it? Saturday. As you know, I don't like driving. I don't like riding on Saturdays. But Mrs. Wright and I will go on Saturdays to go grocery shopping with our bikes. So Mrs. Wright is riding her bike. She was riding the Rad Power Bikes. It's still stuck in my brain. She was riding the Rad Power Bikes Radster Road. There you go. Radster Road large bike. Yeah, people always wonder why she's able to ride the large when she's only 5'4". Yeah, it's not a problem. Really, it isn't. People think it is, but it isn't. No. Yeah. So, and thank you to those who have purchased the Rad Power Bikes using my affiliate link, even though I'm not sponsored by Rad. I got these discount links for you because I had purchased the Rad bike. It's the one and only bike I actually purchased. It was my first bike. And they gave me an affiliate link to give out. And of course, when that happens, you save $50. Yeah, I get $50 too, but I get it as credit, as you know. That's how we ended up with the Radster Road large bike, as well as other bikes. So she's riding that, and I was riding the Moon Cool. I love their name. The Moon Cool CG2 cargo bike. Now, CG2 cargo bike, as you know, I had outfitted with that rear seating thing. Yeah, you have 2 pads for the back so people could sit on it. You know, kids can sit on it. And then there's a hand-holding thing too, right? To kind of keep the kids from falling off of the bike. You have this little cage-looking thing that holds you in place. Well, as you know, I put something on there. I put a cooler back there. Then I bungee corded. Well, the cooler was a little too narrow to put something like the watermelon in there. So I said, yeah, this isn't gonna fit. The watermelon's gonna be too wide for it. Let's get through here first. I'll tell you more in a second. Riding with the pack here. I think eventually I'll have to make a left. I'm trying to go by memory. Do I turn here? I can't remember. Half the time I can't remember. Yeah, I think I do. I turn here. So let's put our hand out here. All right. So I'm riding the Moon Cool bike, but I put put a, what do they call that? Milk crate back there. Okay, milk crate, you know, the size of a milk crate, right? And then I put a couple bungee cords on there to hold it in place. Well, Mrs. Wright bought some peaches, I think, and she bought a big watermelon. Yeah, this thing's probably had to have been about 15 pounds, 12 to 15 pounds. It was a seedless watermelon, so you can kind of imagine it's kind of rounded, right? But man, that thing was big. And I go, wow, this thing is heavy. And she goes, yeah, this is a big one. Now, I can't eat watermelon anymore. I could have a slice here and there, but I really can't eat a watermelon because of the diabetes. So anyway, she eats it all. I think this is her third or fourth watermelon of the season. And so we put it in the rear milk crate and put the bungee cords on it. Yeah, the bungee cords held it in place pretty well. And she said, you know, the peaches, she goes, yeah, it's going to kind of roll on it. She says, why don't you put that in the front basket? So I put it in the front basket, but I didn't tie it down or anything. I just kind of, the bag was loose, you know how plastic bags, it's kind of loose. I figured, no big deal, it's not going to bounce out. So we're riding out of the parking lot, and here's this guy coming across our area. And of course, Mrs. Wright sees the guy in the parking lot. You know, he's kind of cutting through between parked spaces, right? He's coming through. So she doesn't know whether he's going to go across our path. Do I turn here? I think I turn here. She doesn't know whether he's going to come across our path or whether he's going to stop. But he doesn't even look like he knows what he's wanting to do. So Mrs. Wright hits the brakes. Okay, I was relatively close, but maybe a little too close. Because when she hit the brakes, I go, uh-oh, she's stopping. So I hit the brakes. Well, when I hit the brakes, I thought I was going to be able to teeter-totter a little bit, kind of stay on the seat, and then she'll keep going. Well, she doesn't keep going because she wasn't sure what the guy was going to do. So now I'm teeter-tottering back and forth, trying to keep my balance. And of course, I can't do it because I'm too slow at this point. So I'm ready to come off the bike. So I hop off the bike like I just did here. Just kind of hopped forward off the bike. I figured I was good. Nope. Here's the problem. First problem, too close. Had to stop too fast. All right. Had to make a fast decision what I was going to do. Second thing, that bike is not a step over bike. It's a step through bike. So what happens when you hop off the bike? If you let go of the handlebars, that bike's going to tilt left or right because there's nothing between your legs to hold the bike up. Well, I'm so used to step over bikes that usually there's something there. So I kind of let go a little bit and the bike starts falling towards the right. I go, uh-oh, it's falling towards the right. Kind of like this, so I'm kind of tilting here now, right? Here's another thing too. The half twist throttle that was on that Mooncool had broken earlier. So I had to twist it as a half twist throttle. I'm not used to that. I'm used to using my thumb to push down for the throttle. So I'm holding the half twist throttle, which of course, when you grab the half twist throttle trying to hold the bike up, the bike tries to move forward and is falling at the same time, right? So I'm trying to keep the bike from moving forward, and but if that's impossible when you're holding on to the half twist throttle, you know, and kind of grabbing it really quick. So it's moving forward, it's falling to the right, and the first thing in my mind was protect the bike. Protect the bike. I didn't want to scratch up my new bike, right? Well, it fell. It fell. Hey, that watermelon added to the fall, okay? At about 12 to 15 pounds heavier in the back, it made holding the bike up that much harder in the back end, right? So the bike was going down. You can kind of feel it in slow motion as you're falling, right? I mean, I'm already hopped off the bike, so it's not like I'm not off the bike. I'm actually off the bike now, feet on the ground, but I can't hold the bike up. It's falling towards the towards the right from the weight of the watermelon. So in my mind, the first thing is protect the bike. So I says, how am I going to do that? I have to fall and let the bike fall on me. If I don't let the bike fall on me, you know, like on your leg, the bike's going to scratch up like crazy, right? Well, I protected the bike. The watermelon didn't roll out. Yeah, those bungee cords held that thing on really good. Stayed in the back. But the peaches, yeah, a little casualty there. The peaches, yeah, they kind of rolled off to the side because we didn't tie the bag, right? So here's what we learned from this whole ordeal. First off, you have to remember that you have a step-through bike that you're riding. If you don't remember that in your brain and you start falling or tilting to one side after you've hopped off the bike, that bike is going to fall, okay? You don't have anything between your legs to hold it up. Like if I hopped off this bike and just let go, the bike's not going to fall. The mid step even will hold me up, but not so on a step-through bike. Secondly, the weight of the things that you are carrying on your bike will pull the bike down more than you might expect. So. So if you got things weighed down in the back, watch out. All right, so how much damage did the bike sustain? Not much. Yeah, the bike itself has 0 damage. However, the thing that the kids hang on to, right, that little cage, slight scratch. No big deal. I took a magic marker, marked it up. It looks perfectly fine. The bike also falls onto this, right? And that was made out of rubber. So no damage to that. The pedals kind of hold the bike up too. And then of course I have the running boards where the kids put their feet. It has a very, 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 very slight scratch at the bottom. You can't even see it. And again, I used black magic marker, covered it right up. Looked perfectly fine. So can you tell anything's wrong with the bike? No, it looks perfectly fine. I think the cage took a little bit more of the beating than anything. It has a little bit more of a rub. But again, you put magic marker on it, you can't really tell. So really, having that cage on there really helped out a lot in terms of the fall. Plus, I helped it too because it fell on top of me, right? So it wasn't like a hard crash or anything like that. It was just kind of a soft roll on there. But I rolled down. So how much damage was to me? Well, my 2 elbows had a little bit of scuff on it, but again, not enough to break the skin, other than the fact that, you know, you can see it's scuffed a little bit. No blood there. Yeah, but my right knee took a little bit of it. It's on the side of my knee. I'll put a photo up here for you to see. Not the best photo, but that's all I can do by holding the phone upside down and taking that shot. So yeah, the guy, he parks his car, and he comes walking over, and my wife says that he must be some medical guy because he had black scrubs on. Black scrubs? I didn't know they had such a thing, but she says she's seen black scrubs before. So he's some type of medical professional. He just says, "Are you okay?" I says, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he goes, "Oh, okay, sorry," and he walks away. My wife says he probably didn't want to touch you for fear of liability. So anyway, he parked his car. He didn't go across the thing. He ended up parking after all that. But he parked a distance from the store. I think his intention was he was going to turn in where we were, and then he saw us. And after I fell, he probably figured, well, I'll just park here. So, yep, things happen, you know. And the thing is that, you know, the fall again wasn't not from the inability to ride. It fell from the stupidity of not remembering that I had a step-through bike, and I had added weight that pulled the bike down towards the right side as it was tipping, and it was so heavy I couldn't hold it up. And it's kind of similar to how I felt those other times where, you know, the bike leaned to the weakened leg, right, my left side, And when it leaned to the weakened leg, I didn't have the leg strength because of the knee replacement. I didn't have the leg strength at that time to hold the bike and me up. So down I went twice that way. The other time I fell, I purposely fell because my shoelace on my right side got caught in the pedals. And I said, I'm not leaning the bike to the left, to untie this, because chances are I'm gonna fall again. Let's see, do I go straight? Let's just go straight. I'm gonna probably fall again. So I decided to purposely fall on the right to protect the left knee, right? Left knee is where I have the knee replacement. So this time, again, I fell because of a weakened, well, in this case, it wasn't weakened, but the additional weight of the watermelon made it tougher for me to hold the bike up, and not realizing how heavy that bike was now with all that additional weight. Now, that got me thinking. As you know, I carry extra batteries on the rear rack. And that Botanic Garden ride, well, that thing had 2 extra batteries on the rear rack. Let's turn here. So think about the weight of 2 extra batteries plus the weight of that toolbox on the rear rack. It is very heavy in the back there. So I think if I were to tip on that one as well, I would have the same problem. I would have the same problem trying to keep that vertical if it started tilting to one side or the other. So I have to be more aware that if you carry any kind of cargo on the rear rack, you've got to watch out, because it's going to add so much weight that it could pull you down. Yeah, am I heading? I know I'm heading in the right direction. I just don't know if I'm in the right street. I don't think I am. Trying to get there without the map. So, what else have we seen? Okay, so Citizen Cycle, I don't know if you guys watch him or not. He did a video not too long ago about the front of some bikes shimmying or kind of shaking when you have stuff on the rear rack, right? The added weight on the rear rack makes the bike shake. Yeah, this is not, what is this? Oh, okay, this is Camp McDonald. Do I go left? Do I go right? I don't know. Let me stop here for a second here. I think I gotta go left. So anyway, he did a video where he was putting added weight to the rear rack of various bikes to see if the front would shake, and most of them will shake. Not all, but most of them would shake. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Be wary of that, okay, where your front handlebars might be shaking because of the added weight to the rear rack, but also be aware of the additional weight could cause you problems. When you're riding and you stop. If it tilts to one way or the other, that's added weight that can pull you down. Yeah, you might notice this is not how we normally go. I think if I continue on Camp McDonald here, I'll eventually hit the trail, but I'll be at the end of the trail. And that's okay. Let's just go into the area. How are we doing for battery? 92%. We got plenty of battery. So, there you go. That's my story of the day. Yeah, it's not fun when you fall, but you're gonna fall. I've said this many times, and I've scared people from buying e-bikes by telling them they're gonna fall. Look, you're gonna fall. It's just a matter of when. Okay? You could be an experienced rider and you could fall. Look, I've ridden a lot, as you might know. Still fell, and it wasn't from the riding, it's from the stopping. And somebody made that comment on that too. They made a comment on my senior video, the one where I said if you're 60 years old and you're wanting to ride a bike. I said that, and I just said that, it's not a matter of if you'll fall, it's when you'll fall. But the guy said he believes the reason people fall is from lack of forward momentum when you're stopping. That's true. He's correct. I fell not while I was riding. I fell when I was stopping. It's always when you're stopping. It's not when you're riding. Okay, technically when you fall, you stop. But as you're trying to stop, that's when you tend to fall. So you got to be really careful at the stops. This is why I've always said having stop signs and forcing us to stop actually causes more potential problems for a bike rider than just letting him go past it, you know. Let him take a look like I typically do on most of the times. Not always, but you know, if there's nobody around, I may just totally blast through it. But most of the times you'll see me slow down, I'll look around. If there's nobody around, I keep going. If you make me stop, I have a better chance of falling. I don't know how you can convey that to lawmakers. I know in certain states they allow it. Here in my state they don't. They should. They should make stop signs like yield signs for us. That's really what it should be. It should be stop signs for cars. Because, yeah, it's kind of tougher for a car to stop. I mean, if you get hit by a car, that's a lot tougher than getting hit by a bike. And people will argue, well, you got a heavy bike, it's just like getting hit by a car. It's not exactly the same, okay? Even getting hit by a motorcycle is tougher than getting hit by a bike. But still, you know, I'm sure there's damage to the person, damage to you, to the bike, everything. You gotta just be careful, that's all. But anyway, that's the story for the day. Now I keep thinking here, we could go to the Des Plaines River. I mean, every year I've gone to the Des Plaines River. Did I do it this year? I don't know if I did or I didn't. I think I did earlier in the year. If I just keep going on this thing, I think eventually I run into the Des Plaines River. Let's just keep going. I'm already on the road anyway. What's the difference? Let's just keep going. We'll go to the river. We'll see what the river looks like. You know, the thing is, the area where we go, where the river is, it's really low. I mean, it's so low you can walk across it if you wanted to. I mean, you get wet, but you could walk across it. The Des Plaines River, or the bike path is right here to my right and to my left, right as I pass here. Let's just keep going. If I keep going, I think I'm going to run right into it. I mean, it's not the best road to be on, but hey, it could be worse. There's really not too many cars on the road right now, on this road. So I think this is a good time to do it if we're going to do it at all, right? So yeah, technically it's an anything goes video, but we're talking about e-bike stuff today. See, that's what happens. Sometimes that happens. Now, a couple other things people have said to me is that sometimes YouTube doesn't let them know when a Russ is Right video has come out. Well, you already kind of always know when the Russ is Right videos will come out, unless I add an extra one as a bonus video. But as you know, it's always Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 a.m. Central Time is when the videos get released. Okay? So it's every other day. It's just figure Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then on Mondays, as you know, it's Anything Goes Monday. If I have a video at all on Monday, it'll be on a Monday. That's, and again, 6 a.m. Central Time. And usually if I have a bonus video at all, if any at all, it'll probably be on a Friday. So if you just happen to check on a Monday and a Friday to see if any Russ is Right videos is uploaded, then there you go. So it's really not hard to remember when the Russ is Right videos come out. But he says that sometimes that they don't let them know, and of course, sometimes people look for the suggested videos and they look for the Russ is Right video. You could always search for one, right? You can go into the search function, even on a television, you know, go to the magnifying glass thing, right? And just type in Russ is Right. You'll find what videos there are. Des Plaines River Road. All right. Now, is it a left or is it a right? It's got to be a right. Yeah, this is going to be a faster road to be on. So this is the problem here now. All right, so if I go further down this way, now there's going to be a lot more traffic. But this is a 2-lane road, at least up to this point. It's going to narrow down, I think, down to 1 lane. Then we'll have to take a left, which of course is always tough. We're about 78% because I've been throttling the whole time. We've been going pretty fast on the bike. We're doing about 25 miles an hour right now. Speed limit here is 45. Now, the thing is, a lot of people aren't used to seeing bikes on this road so much. I have seen them, but not so much. Okay, other roads you never see bikes. I've commented it on one of the comments just recently. Okay, do I turn here? Oh, I think I turn here. Is it here? No, it's not here. Next one. Keep going. I commented on a comment recently. What was I saying again? See, this is the loss of the train of thought again. What was I talking about? See, all it takes is one little thing to knock me off of the thing. Okay, I got to get to the left. The only thing is I don't know where to the left. Oh, it's further up. Okay. Let's stay over on this side. I'm going to be in the middle of the lane. Legally, you're not supposed to do this. But I'm already to the left, so got to make a left over here. So I'll have my arm out, let the people know I'm turning here. I was talking about somebody's comment. I can't remember what I was talking about. Probably wasn't that important. Loss of memory, I tell you, terrible. Somebody said their train of thought left the station a long time ago. So is mine. All right, let's see what it looks like. It looks like we're gonna fall off the edge here, right? No, I think this is a boat launch technically. Now we're not gonna ride down there. We're gonna have to walk it. So let's get off the bike and let's walk it. Walk it down. Yeah, this is kind of like graveled. Yeah, it's kind of beat up too, so there's no way I would ride this down there. Oh, somebody left their boat here too. Why would you leave your boat here? It's got to be around here somewhere, otherwise why would you leave your boat? All right, here's the river. The water level is just so-so. It's not too bad. No, it's not his boat. It's his boat hitch. I'll show you guys here. There's somebody fishing down there. So here, the guy left his what do they call that? Boat hitch? He's probably out. He probably parked his car, but he left the boat thing here. Yeah, I know. His sun is going into the lens. It's probably got lens flare and everything. I've fished this before. I've never caught anything over here. All right, we did it. At least we can say we did it. Let's get back up here. Hit the throttle. Have the bike move. That's the problem, you know, if you're still holding the throttle and the bike is falling. It's not good. That's what happened to the Moon Cool. No, the half twist throttle, I usually put a 3D printed thumb throttle attachment to it. It had broken, so I had to take it off, and so I had to twist it. I'm not used to twisting it. I'm used to using my thumb. So when you grab it, it kind of twists, right? So that's what happened. All right, let's get back on. See, my problem is I get on, I've got so much stuff on the audio recorder cable. Sometimes gets hooked onto the rear seat as I'm trying to flip my leg over. Causes me more problems. Good morning. All right, so where should we head? What time is it?